Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Hugo, and today we're going to see what's going to be the best stocks for this week. We're going to talk about mining, not Bitcoin, and we're going to talk about REITs. You're going to see also a market analysis of the Bitcoin and the SP500, and we're going to see what's going to be the performance of my portfolio in the past 2 weeks. So stay around. Before we start the video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Only 6.2% of my viewers are subscribers, so don't forget to smash that button. So let's get back to the video. So you're going to start the week with AGNC Investment Corp. They have a dividend yield of 8.71%. This is actually one of the stocks that I have on my portfolio, and I like a lot, and I have a lot of investment there. It's one of the things that I like on the stock. They pay monthly and have a high dividend yield. They are undervalued around 31%. They are quite good, beside the fact that they increased in the past few months, as you can see in the graph. But the ex-dividend date on the 3rd of August, so it's going to be today, and we don't have time to buy it. We need at least 2 days, so eToro can process the order, and then we can receive the dividend yield. In this case, that's not going to happen. We don't have the 2 days. We should be buying this in last Wednesday or Thursday. So they have a financial health of 3 Bs. They are quite bad. Bear in mind, this is a REIT. They borrow money, so that's why the assets are much lower than the liability, around 6 billion or something like that. But that money, it's all invested, and they are waiting to receive that money in the future. And regarding the stock itself, we still have a market sentiment of a hold. In my opinion, this is a buy. We have 31% of overvalued. Bear in mind that since they grow a lot in the past few years, this year we're going to have a future growth of minus 4.4%, which unfortunately is not going to be the best thing of this stock right now. So, but having in consideration the 8% dividend yield that they pay, I think it's still going to be a risk, but I think it's going to be a manageable risk. EPR Properties, they have a dividend yield of 5.9%. They pay monthly. Actually, they pay monthly until May of last year. Since last year, they only pay in August this year. So we have almost a year of no dividends. So this is something that we need to have in consideration. I don't know if they're going to pay more dividends from now on monthly, but at least this month of August and September they're going to pay. I don't know if there are still going to be payments on October and November and December. I don't know. This is something that we need to have in consideration, and we need to be careful with that. In terms of the ex-dividend dates, we don't have the 2 days to buy this because it's going to be on the 3rd of August. So this is something that we can buy for the next month if you want, around the 30th of September, or probably in this case around the 25th of September. Once again, I still don't know if they're going to pay monthly. This is something that we need to check what's going to happen with the stock for the next month, if we're going to have a payment for October or November. So for this reason, I prefer to put this stock in my watch list and keep my eye to see what's going to happen for the next months, if they're going to pay monthly or if they're going to pay only biannually, or what's going to happen. In terms of undervalued, they are around 65%, so there going to be a lot of growth here, and the financial health is quite good. It's one of the best stocks that we have for this week in terms of financial health. They have around 600 million in terms of assets, and in terms of liabilities around 90 million. So in terms of financial health, they are quite good. The market sentiment still holds. They went down quite a lot in the past weeks, but now they increase a lot as well, but still are undervalued 65%. One of the reasons why the stock went down quite a lot and got affected by COVID is because they own venues, and what they do with those venues, they facilitate home leisure and recreation experiences. So that's why we're going to have a future growth over around 34%, which is going to be quite good. So we have two things here in this stock, which is going to be a dividend yield with a 5.9%, which probably is going to pay monthly again, as they've been paying in the past. Let's hope so. So this could be a good thing. And the other thing is they are undervalued in 65%, and they're going to grow around 37% for the next years. So in terms of investments, this could be a really nice stock, of growth stock and dividend as well. the company Biloton, which is going to be the ticker BHP.L and BHP, one in the US market and the other one on UK markets. On the UK market, they're going to have a dividend yield of 9.73%, and on the US market, they're going to have a dividend yield of 9.29%. So in this case, it's much better to invest on UK market than on the US market, because the dividend yield is much higher on UK market. This is going to be a stock that's a little bit out of my requirements, which is going to be at least quarterly or monthly, but this is biannually, and take into consideration the dividend yield, which is quite a lot. Even if we get a stock with a quarterly payments, the compound interest is not going to be as higher as this one. The only thing here is we need to have in consideration the ex-dividend dates, which are going to be in the 2nd of September, so we still have time to buy it. Otherwise, we skip that date and it's gone. And we need to wait another 6 months. In this case, they are still undervalued 35.4%, so I think they are a good investment. They have a financial health of 2 Gs. They are good in terms of financial health. They have around 600 billion in terms of assets and around 300 billion in terms of the liabilities. And the stock went down quite a lot in the past few months. This is due to petroleum, copper, gold, etc. and other mining materials went down. Unfortunately, petroleum actually went up. The crude went up in the past few weeks, and we can see that when you're going to fill your tank. And the earnings of this company grow up around 41% in the past year. So in terms of future growth, we're not going to have much of future growth. Actually, we're going to have a negative future growth, which is going to be around minus 4.3%. Other stocks that we're going to have for this week is going to be Principal Financial Group, which is one of the stocks that I have in my portfolio. They have a dividend yield of 3.7%, and the ex-dividend date is going to be on the 31 of August, which is going to be tomorrow. So now let's do a market analysis of the SP500 and the Bitcoin. Regarding the SP500, we're going to see continued growth. Probably going to test the resistance around the $4,550. If we're going to see this, we're going to see something similar as we have here for the next month. Bear in mind, the September is going to be peculiar because we have people coming back from holidays, and usually when they start to work, there's going to be some oscillations here, like people spend all the money in holidays and they're going to sell the stocks. So probably we're going to have a decline on next month. Although MACD says exactly the opposite, we're still going to see a bull market for the next week. If it's this going to actually happen, we're not sure. We need to see. Monday is still August. Probably people in the beginning of the middle of the week, it's when we're going to see some oscillations. So bear in mind that we're going to probably drop again in September. If this is going to happen, I'm not sure. I hope this continues as we seen here. But MACD, it's not strong here enough to say that we're going to continue a bull. We probably going to see a drop again because we had a really positive Friday. In terms of the Bitcoin, we are testing the resistance around here, around the 50K. As we can see here, we've been testing this for already two weeks or more. We have a bearish market at the moment, and we still don't have too much value as we had here in the past. Since people are coming from holidays, we're going to start to see here some volume here, and probably we may reach this resistance around the 50K, and we have a breakout for the 60K, the next level. So as the SP500 is going to be a peculiar week, and we need to have some cautious of what we're going to do. If it's going to be a time to invest, I'm not sure, because we may see a drop in the next week or so, or in the next month, because people are coming from holidays, and we're going to start to see some volume, and this is going to have more volatility. At the moment, we're going to have a negative Monday, as we see here on the MACD, but probably towards the end of, and depending what's going to happen, more towards the end of the week, we're going to continue to see a growth on the BTC and all other altcoins, as well as other which had increased exponentially in the past 3 or 4 days, around almost 100% more. So be cautious and have your eyes on this resistance of the 50k. If we're going to reach again the 40k at support, I don't think so. We're going to test this until we have a breakout. So if you want to copy all my trades, you can do that by going to eToro, which the link is on the description, and you can copy all my trades. You can simulate this as well on the spreadsheet that I'm going to show you at the end of the video. At the moment, I'm the second top investor in Ireland and around 100 in the world. But I'm following a good path, and at the moment I already duplicated the return that I had in the past year. If we're going to reach the 30% this year, I'm not sure. I'd love to do it, but at least one of the goals I already achieved this month, which was duplicating the value that I had from the past year. In terms of portfolio performance, in the past week we had the US market growth of around 2%, and my portfolio had a growth around 2.35%. This month we had a growth of around 5.7%, which almost surpassed every single month that we had since the beginning of the year. Since inception, my portfolio in terms of profit had a growth of from 12 to 15.78%. Bear in mind, this is since the beginning of, in terms of profit, they don't have in consideration all the dividends that I receive from my stocks, and also the profit that I got from the sale of some stocks. So this is something that I'm going to do a resume at the end of the year, where I'm going to show you how much in terms of profit I got from that, from the sales. This is at the moment what is the profit. And the portfolio return in the past 12 months had a growth of around 34.27%. The top stocks for this week, we had the ticker NVRO, which was one of the companies that I bought 2 weeks ago, and they had a growth. They actually went down around 25%. Actually, the same thing happened with Com and Eva. Eva, it's good because they pay dividend yields in around 5%. We can see that on the spreadsheet, not right in a few moments. And this Navro had a decrease as well of 20%, and I thought that was a chance to buy it. In terms of, and I've done analysis on this stock, and they were quite good, and they increased around 8.33% just this week. The ticker XLE, which is going to be the ETF on the energy sector, they had a growth of around 7.45%. The energy sector had a big growth during these 2 past weeks. The Comscope holding company is also one of the companies that I bought at the same time of Navro and Eva. They had a growth which they went down as well, around 20%, and they had a growth of 5.97%. And the ETF AMZA had a growth of 5.75%. This is one of my highest stocks with higher dividend yields, and ARC had a growth of 5.26%. In terms of actions, we had payments for in the past 2 weeks: QILD, Realm, AGNC, BAT, SD, Main Capital, ABBV, Energy Transfer, and Apple. So we had received a bunch of money this month. Actually, it's one of the highest months in terms of payments that we have in the year. And in terms of new acquisitions, we had Eva and Com in the past 2 weeks, since the Navro was acquired 3 weeks ago. Open orders, I don't have any. Closed orders, I don't have any. Average, I've done any. Actually, I'm waiting for to sell some of the highest stocks that I have, to do some average on Alibaba, which is around minus 25%. They went quite low in the past in the past month. And probably I'm going to do some average on that stock. Let's see how the things goes. In terms of the top players, we still have its Energy Transfer, and the top dividend yield, it's QILD with 11.80%. Portfolio value, it's still undervalued 42%. They had a growth from the past 2 weeks, which was around 1%. And in terms of the future growth, my portfolio has a growth of 7.9%. We had a big growth here because from the past month, because I acquired new growth stocks, and those stocks is going to have an average around, like Evacom and Navro had a growth of around 60% growth. That's why it had impact on my portfolio in terms of future growth. The highest volatility is going to be main, and the lowest volatility is going to still Unilever. So I've done some changes on the spreadsheets to give you more information, and also I've put it here the new stocks that we acquired, which going to be here. Where are they? Com around here, Navro, and Eva here with a dividend yield of 6.5%. Actually, I thought it was 5%, but actually it's a dividend yield of 6%, which is quite good. And they pay quarterly. As you can see here, we have November, August, May, and February. So I have updated all the stocks that we received this month. We have QLD, Realm, we have AGNC, BATS, we have this is main, and we have also a BVV. And here on the bottom we have Apple with the lowest dividend yield with around 1.56%. And one of the changes also I have done here was to give you more information in terms of what is the amount that we have of growth stocks and dividend stocks. So to give you an overview, this is usually the payments for a 20 grand investment. This is going to be the average that we're going to receive per month, around $50 per month average. And here we're going to have more visible information in terms of the US stock. So we have, in terms of US stock, we have 55.6%. In terms of UK stocks, we have 8.9%. In terms of crypto, we have 4.4%. Chinese stocks, we have 4.4%, which is going to combine the ETF that I have, which is MChai and Alibaba. And in terms of balance, is around 2.2% of my entire portfolio. And in terms of ETF, we have around 24.4%. In terms of dividends that we have, 68% of my entire stock is going to pay dividends, and 31% are growth stocks. So actually, I'm trying to do more balance here, around 60%, and here 40%. I'm trying to balance this. I don't want to get out of this kind of percentage around 65%. 35, something like that, because my portfolio is mainly focused on the dividends, and this is what we like to receive every single month, around $50 at least, depending on the amount that we're going to invest. So if you want to simulate your investment, you just put here 5k, and he automatically calculates how much you're going to receive per month, as you can see here, and how much you're going to receive per year. So once again, guys, I hope you enjoyed these tips for this week. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like. And if you want to comment and if you want me to do some analysis on your portfolio, go ahead, just leave a link and I'll try to get in contact with you. Once again, guys, thank you. Cheers and have a nice week.